Let's go right. No, that's not it. Hi. Since I have no idea how to program a game, in this video I'll show you how I tried to sneak my way in by using some templates, and you can imagine how that ended. Hello everyone, this is Ibra, and it's been a while since I started publishing my videos, and since I'm working on 3 devlogs at a time, I didn't have the chance to express how grateful I am for the unbelievable support and feedback from you guys, especially on my first devlog, which is still getting views and traction even months after its release. So thank you all for the encouragement. With your support, I'm even more motivated to keep pushing forward with this game. With that being said, welcome to the 4th devlog of my RPG game, where you play as a post-apocalyptic survivor with no memory, surrounded by junk robots that mostly ignores you. Ah, the Unreal Engine template. That brings me back. Not far back though, maybe a few months ago. But I remember once I finished making my character and creating the placeholder for the environment, I was lost and confused, saying to myself, what now? What the next action should be? Keep in mind, I'm just an artist and I don't have any programming experience. And what I always do to avoid being lost? Put it in writing. So I decided to create a to-do list in Trello to break up what I could accomplish in the next few months into smaller tasks. And just like that, the first task that popped into my list was to create a basic locomotion for the character. The thing that we talked about in the previous devlog. And I mean just to make the pure basics like walking, running and jumping, because I can't even comprehend how I could do the farming and combat system. So yeah, I will start with something simple. And the best way to decide how my control should be is to check how other games did it. And yeah, I might use it as an excuse to replace some of my favorite games, but the problem was that most of them have nothing to do with the type of the game that I'm making. So the games that I was researching, wink wink, were not even a top-down game. So yeah, I wasted some time and I opened the floodgate for a while. But at the end I managed to pull it over and came up with a nice conclusion. Which is, when dealing with top-down 3D games, you could either have a movement that is grid-based, like the one that we have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In this case, the character only moves in 4 directions using keyboard. It won't offer a lot of fluid controls or maneuverability, but it will give you a nostalgic vibe from the old games, and it will emphasize the strategy and tactics of solving puzzles rather than combat. On the other hand, we could have a game that only mouse-based, like Diablo, where you only use a point-and-click movement to control the character. The player click on the desired location on the screen, and the character move to that point. This system definitely offers very smooth movement, because in this case your character could move in all directions. And while Diablo managed to handle it well and make a fast-paced combat point-and-click system, but I can imagine this type works best in the flat terrain that's designed for such intense combat. But when it comes to puzzle solving and complex bumpy terrain, you could face some problems navigating with your character only using the mouse. And that leaves us to the third type, where you have a mixed control between your keyboard and mouse, something that Hades implemented perfectly. WASD controls allow the fluid movement in all directions that helps dodging enemy attacks and navigating through the game level, while the mouse adds an extra level of aiming and precision to apply abilities and interact with elements in the environment. And I really love the seamless blend. And even though my game is not that combat intensive, and it's a mix between light combat with puzzle solving along with other RPG elements, although I decided that I should try to use this type for my game control. Yep, easier said than done. And that brings me to the point when I first opened Unreal Engine and I saw the choice of picking up template that I need to make my game based on. And you can see it gives you few options such as first person, third person or top-down game and other stuff. And once you choose any of these, you get greeted by a default level that combines a default character with all its animation and code loaded in the main blueprint, whether it's a first or third person or top-down template. And at that point, if you just want to do something to go, you could only replace the default model with your own alongside the animation. But the downside will be that you are stuck with these controls. Although everything is optimizable inside it, so you can choose the speed of your character and the gravity strength, and you can control how slow or fast the acceleration is, and all you need to do is to tweak this parameter in order for you to come up with something semi-decent. But if I choose to go that road, I will end up learning nothing and probably my game will feel bland. And to be honest, I was tempted to do just that, since I'm a visual guy and in the beginning I was focusing mainly on the art. So I thought, let's give it a try, and started testing these templates, and definitely the first thing I wanted to see what the top-down template is. And I wasn't impressed at all. Especially you can only control your character using the mouse, So it allows you to click anywhere in your level and the character will run there. So it could find its way up a cliff and jump from it, but it wasn't what I wanted at all. So I switched to the third-person template, and I got exactly what you expect from a third-person character control. Forward, backward, left, right, and the mouse is the one that set the forward direction. So by moving the mouse this way, the character and the camera behind it rotate toward the new direction. So I tried to act smart and be the handyman I am. I went inside the blueprint of the third-person template and compared it with the top-down. And at that point, I had no idea what I was looking at. But I noticed that both of these characters have the same elements, and only difference between them was the camera position and rotation. And as you can see here, the top-down template is higher than the third person, which makes sense. And of course, if you want the first person, you will make the camera even closer, so it will match the position of the eye of the character and the player. So I thought maybe I should try to adjust the camera parameters of the third-person template for it to match top-down. I copied the position and rotation numbers here. Now my camera is far away. Cool. But yet it still goes up and down in the way it's linked to my mouse movement, and I just wanted it to be fixed on one angle. So I went back to play my Spot the Difference puzzle game, which is, by the way, all artists' most favorite childhood game. Instead, in my case here, I was spotting the difference parameter puzzle. And I noticed this in the camera setting, and I toggled off the use the camera control rotation. It worked! I told you I'm good at this game. And that gave me the fixed angle that I'm looking for. But yet the direction of the camera is still linked with the character rotation. So I used my width and toggled off the rest of the setting, the pitch, the yaw, the roll. And it kinda worked, because it gave me a sense of isometric top-down game, but the problem was that the character doesn't follow the cursor. Instead, it adjusts the rotation based on the mouse movement. So the more I keep pushing the mouse to the right, the more the character rotates to that direction. And it ends up rotating in circles. Oh, what a great start. It was at that point when I realized there is no shortcuts. So I deleted everything, started a new project, and began watching tutorials about actually programming using blueprints, instead of blindly applying things that I don't understand. That was the real moment when my actual game development journey started. And another thing I wanted to mention regarding the title of the game, 4 years ago, when I came up with the idea and the story, the name Stranded Away popped into my head. I don't know, maybe I was playing Death Stranding at that point, I don't quite remember, but I really liked it because it fit the story that I wanted to tell. So I did some research to make sure that the name wasn't already taken, and luckily it was good to go. Fast forward last year, I started development and publishing the devlogs just to find out that the name isn't available anymore. So I'm stuck here. And I really appreciate any suggestion you might have to leave in the comments, because I'm feeling like I'm having a mental block. I tried using name generator just for inspiration, but it didn't help much, and sometimes it made it even worse. So I'm going old school here and asking people around for suggestions. And I really appreciate, guys, if you have any input. Hopefully one of your suggestions will bring some inspiration or even become the name that I use. So thank you a lot for your help in advance, and if you are interested in supporting the project, please take a moment to check my Patreon page, and our community on Discord is an excellent place to stay updated. And of course, I would like to thank all my patrons. Let the record show that these 3 legends are the first who joined this journey. That means a lot to me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. See you in the next update. Bye.